God worked in the life of a Muslim family, and He brought them closer to Himself. This was a family that I had the privilege to work with in this country, a Muslim country that I was asked to plant a church. My family and I worked there for almost 2 years. Well, Abbas came to us, we found him and we were able to Bible study with him, and he and his family were baptized and became Seventh-day Adventists. Now, of course, they were Shia Muslims previously, and now they were brand new Seventh-day Adventists. One of the most complicated truths that he grappled with and finally accepted and made the decision that he would follow the Lord all the way was the truth about the Sabbath. You see, in the country that he lived at the time, he had to work on Saturdays. In fact, Saturdays are a work day there. And he had to make ends meet. He had to make enough money to pay for rent and pay for food. And Saturdays were the most fruitful days for him. You see, he sold cotton candies. That's all he could do. He was not educated, not very well educated. And he wasn't able to hold any real jobs in this country because they wouldn't hire him, giving him any good jobs. So he had to sell cotton candies. And that's what he did on a full-time basis, 6 days out of the week. And Saturdays were the best days for him. Well, after he accepted the Sabbath, he decided that this next Sabbath he will not go and he will not sell any cotton candies. So he stayed home. The next day, Sunday, the day that he usually took off, he actually went out to sell cotton candies. He was in a very big, popular park where he usually went, and he tried all morning and he was not able to sell anything. And he was really frustrated and was beginning to doubt whether or not he was right in accepting the Sabbath. So he whispered a prayer, "Lord, help me to sell my cotton candies." Well, right at that moment, after he prayed this prayer, a strange man came to him. In fact, Abbas told me that the man was wearing a suit, and he came over to him, and he looked, he said, a little bit like me. And, well, of course, it wasn't me, but the man looked kind of like me, he said. And the man told him, "Abbas, what is your problem? What's going on?" It didn't faze Abbas that this man knows him by name. He just told him his trouble. He was so much geared into what was going on and how he wanted to find a solution to sell his cotton candies. And he just said, "I'm not able to sell any of my cotton candies. I've been here all morning." The man looked at him into the eyes and said, "Go to the other side of the street and you will sell everything." Abbas immediately obeyed. He had just come from the other side of the street, had not sold anything. He obeyed and he went to the other side of the street, and within 15 minutes, he sold all his cotton candies. Frantically, he tried to find this stranger and to thank him, but to his amazement, he couldn't find him. He was nowhere to be found. He looked over all the park and he could not find him. He understood that God had sent His servant, an angel, to tell him. It dawned on him that this stranger knew him by name. And he praised God and he rejoiced. From that day on, Abbas was never tempted not to keep the Sabbath, and he remained faithful to the Lord.